Hey guys, what's going on? It's Colin here again, back with another kitchen table fan video. Haven't done one of these in quite a while, so I figured I'd do another one. This is my, I'm assuming it's a 1980s 16-inch 3-speed oscillating Galaxy table fan. That's a mouthful. This is a childhood fan for me. Not so much because I grew up in the 80s, but because my grandparents had one when I was little. I was probably 2 or 3. I was super tiny. But anyways, I remember being down in their den and always seeing this sitting on the end table next to the couch. And I liked it. Even at that age, I liked it. Until one time I went over there and it was gone. Apparently they had donated it. This was before like I was really into fans and fan collecting. My parents always tell the story that as a toddler I used to sit on the floor and stare at the ceiling fan, go watch it go round, but I hadn't actually collected any fans yet, obviously. I was like 3 years old. But anyways, yeah, it turns out they donated it. I had a vague memory of what it looked like, but I didn't know what it was. Several years went by. I was probably 7 or 8, and I saw one of these at a store, and I went, ooh, that's it. I'm going to keep that in mind. And as luck would have it, several years later, I was probably 13, 14, somewhere in there. We were driving down a road on the way home from Home Depot, and long and behold, this was sitting right on the curb. So obviously I asked my grandpa to stop and pull over. I didn't realize what it was at first. I just saw an old fan. So I ran up to it and grabbed it, and as I threw it in the car, I realized exactly what it was, that this was the fan that that they had donated very many years ago. Well, not the fan, but like a very similar model. 16-inch Galaxy oscillator with the brown translucent blades. So needless to say, I was pretty stoked. I got it home, plugged it in, and it ran absolutely perfectly. So who knows, there's another case of somebody throwing out a vintage fan that worked absolutely perfectly. It wasn't even that dirty. So anyways, I figured in this video we could do a little overview of it. So let's take a closer look. Alright, so I took you guys off the tripod here, so excuse the slight shakiness. I'm thinking I want to do a restoration / clean and service video. I still haven't fully decided what I should call them, but anyways, I think this fan definitely deserves one. It looks decent from a distance, but these grills are like heavily pitted. They shouldn't be such like a dull grill. It should be a little more shiny, I think. And you can actually like see and feel the rust / corrosion on there. Also, there's plenty of scuffs and scrapes and dust. This thing, unfortunately, because it is kind of big, it lives up in the attic most of the time, so it does get dusty. That's where most of my fans, unfortunately, live. Prefer for them not to live out there all the time, but honestly, I don't have the space anywhere else to keep them. Or my parents don't let me keep them anywhere else. Depends on which way you want to look at it. But, yeah, better, I kind of just have to take what I get, so it's better than nothing. But anyways, these are insanely good fans. The Lasko, Galaxy, Sears, all those table fans of this kind of design from the 70s to the 90s when they stopped production, they were all amazing fans. Very well built, they move a ton of air, and they just last forever. And this one is certainly no exception. Very well built, and this will honestly rival most box fans, even from the 80s when this thing was made, in terms of airflow. I mean, just look at the size and size of the blades and the pitch they've got. And this motor actually, unlike modern fans, this motor actually pretty much fills this motor housing. It's not just a tiny motor and a big housing. So yeah, very, very solid blades. These don't flex at all either like modern fans, which makes it slightly nerve-wracking when you're cleaning it because you don't want to just crack them. Because they do kind of get brittle over time. But yeah, it's a pretty hefty blade and a pretty hefty motor, but it's a very, very powerful fan, as I said. So 3 speeds, oscillator. It's actually very fast, fast back and forth. You'll see. The only problem I have with these fans is that every single one of them I've had, the tilt mechanism breaks. There's a little piece of plastic in here that goes in here with like a little tab, and over time I guess they just get soft or brittle and they crack. And then you can't tilt it at all. So what I've been doing on all of them is taking the thing out, so it kind of just slides very freely. In fact, it can go all the way back now, so you could mount this on the wall. But it's a little scary to trust the weight of this fan on this plastic base here. Oh, there goes, there goes the tag here. I'm gonna see. Hold on. See if I can get you a shot of this information. Maybe somebody can tell me a model and and a year of manufacture from that. But yeah, it's also got this number here. I don't know if that means anything, or if that's just like a production number or something. But yeah, it does have the option to be wall mounted, which I do love the look of fans on the wall, but I don't really trust that piece of plastic base to hold this thing. But yeah, it's it's actually kind of funny how fast this thing goes back and forth. You'll see. But yeah, every single one of my Lasko Galaxy fans, that little thing is broken. So I mean, it still does hold a position, just not quite as well. But hey, what are you gonna do? I guess I could probably 3D print a new one, but I'd have to get a good one to model it after. And seeing as though all mine are no longer with me, I can't exactly do that. But honestly, if I actually got one of these fans that had a good one, I could probably 3D print one. Might have to look into that at some point. Somebody may have actually already made a model online. You know, I'm gonna have to research that after the video. That kind of just popped into my head. But yeah, you can see just the size alone of that blade hub should should tell you just how like well built this fan is. Like, look at that. This isn't very thin plastic either. It's pretty decently thick. But anyways, I've been babbling on for far too long now, so I'm going to set you guys back up on the tripod and we will plug it in and see how it works. Alright, maybe this will help with the identifying the year. I'm going to guess 80s. It's my guess. Probably early 80s to mid 80s, but this would actually focus on the plug here. There you go. You can see kind of the design of this plug. Looks 80s to me, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in and I'll show you guys how it works. It's an extremely powerful fan, as I said, and I'll get the startup sound in a minute, but it definitely has one. So anyways, let's start on high. I pointed the fan away from the camera like this because if it was pointing directly at the camera, you guys wouldn't even be able to hear me because it moves so much noise. I'm standing directly behind the camera, which is obviously right in front of the fan, and with it pointed off to the right like that, I can still feel a strong breeze. It's just bouncing off the wall over there. Go down the medium. I like those like piano key clicky buttons too. Go down to low. Something else these fans always did well was they have a very nice distinction between all the speeds, which is nice. They usually have a nice slow, quiet low and a really powerful high, and mediums like right in the middle, but you can clearly see the difference between all the speeds. But for a 16-inch fan, this is actually a pretty decent low. Still really throwing out the breeze though. I'm going to go ahead and engage the ossiculations, as Jordan Yu likes to say. It's definitely a more fun way of saying it. Keep in mind this is on low. You can see how quickly it's already going back and forth. I would say that's slightly quicker than normal fans, but I'm going to bump it back up to high. You'll see what I mean. Look at it go. It really whips back and forth. Alright, I'm going to do the camera microphone wind noise test now. I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to hear me over all this wind. It's ridiculous. And I put it back down on low here so you can get the noise on that too. Go back up to high and we'll do a spin down. Keep in mind I haven't oiled this thing in at least 2 or 3 years. Not that it gets used a whole lot, but still. Really not a bad spin down. I'm going to go ahead and oil it anyways just because it can't hurt, but yeah, that's got a nice heavy blade on it too, so that helps. Just keep spinning. That's actually a lot longer than I thought it was. I knew it was pretty decent, but I didn't think it was that long. There we go. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys around to the back and get you a shot of the startup sound. Alright, unfortunately this is about as close to the motor as I can get you guys, but anyways, let's start up on high. Got a little bit of vibration from the table there, but unfortunately that's the best I can do. Let's go and start up on low now. Alright, let's go for a start up on low. I'm going to try and hold it so you don't get that same buzzing, but here we go. Definitely more pronounced on high. Let's go straight to high now. Alright, there you go. Alright guys, there you have it. That's the 16-inch Galaxy, so hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, hit the little like and subscribe buttons. There's still like 85% of you guys who are watching but aren't subscribed yet, so I don't know what you're waiting for. Videos are going to just keep coming, so anyways, thank you for watching. By all means, leave a comment if you have one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.